I've had fictional crushes since I was 8, and it still makes me kind of nervous to admit that, because growing up, I got the message that that was weird, and who does that? When I was maybe before the age of like 9, 10, I had no filter, so I just openly admitted things. Like, I admitted to having a crush on Tails, that's Tails the Fox. I was 8, that was my first fictional crush. It's fine, he was also 8. And did not get a favorable reception. The next thing I remember, I was RPing with a friend when I was 10, and it involved like marrying my fictional crush because I was 10. And I remember my friend ratting on me to a teacher that we'd done this. She's got an imaginary boyfriend, she pretended to marry him. Like, thanks, Susanna. And again, one of the other girls in class heard as well and like did say something like, having an imaginary boyfriend is kind of sad. Incidentally, I love that bit in Inside Out with the imaginary boyfriend, the I would die for Riley, that guy. That made me so happy. Like, I felt seen. The final incident, well, maybe not the final incident, but the other incident like sticks out. I was talking about a fan fiction I'd read, and I said it's just super obvious that the writer has a crush on him and they want to make his love interest look bad. I said something else, and she said that I'm still stuck on how someone can have a crush on a fictional character. And they just can, okay? They just can. Just in case anyone hasn't seen my other video, I only got the internet when I was 16. Like, that's a long time to go, being the only nerd that you know. Once I got on the internet, I saw other people with fictional crushes, and I at least started to see it as something where I wasn't alone, but I didn't want to admit it to anyone. I thought would judge me, basically, and I had very low self-esteem because I got bullied a lot, so I just assumed almost everyone would judge me. I remember in college, I'd written, I love Justin on my pencil case, and another girl asked me if it was Justin from this boy band she liked, and no, it was Justin from Grandia, and I didn't want to deal with it, so I just said, oh, you don't know him. You don't know this Justin. Maybe she did. She was drawing like a Street Fighter 2 thing at some point. It really annoyed me how it was totally fine to have a crush on a famous person, like some boy band guy, and that was fine. Okay, they do exist, but you don't really know them. That image is a carefully constructed media persona. You don't know them, you don't know them. You have as much chance of knowing Justin from boy band X as I do of dating Justin from Grandia. I mean, he's like 15, so that would be very bad now. But like, one of those things was fine, having a crush on boy band guys, and one of them was, you're so sad, you weirdo, why do you have feelings? And then Twilight happened. All of a sudden, people were like talking about book boyfriends, and there were Facebook stickers about how no boy would ever be good enough to you because they're not Edward Cullen. And it was weird in the way that people were just openly admitting to this thing that whenever I talked about it, it was like, ew, what's wrong with you? But also, like, you slap a really hot guy who's sort of dangerous but has like never loved anyone else in front of the non-nerds, and bam, fictional crushes are normal now. I don't think that that's the only thing. I think the internet and people learning about things like being a-spec, I'm Demi, for example, easy access to fandoms and fan-created content has helped, but I think Twilight is really what pulled fictional crushes into the mainstream. Now we have advertising like, meet your new book boyfriend, and I love it! I feel seen! How about you? Are you all now happy to admit to stuff like this? Like, did you have a hard time as a teen? Tell me in the comments. Also, like and subscribe.